Warning, high winds approaching, water level rising, temperature increasing, voltage overloading.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the TJOmega channel for day 1267 of our daily content grind, and typically today is the first of the month. This would be where I do my Q&A video. However, it's Toy Fair in New York right now, which means big stuff got announced, so we're gonna bump the Q&A to tomorrow, and instead let's talk about Transformers Cyberworld, which got a full reveal at the show. We've been speculating on this quite a bit on the channel. Obviously, like, excitement for a new direction, a new thing in Transformers, but also a curiosity, because Earthspark got canceled considerably quicker than most Transformer shows. We usually last about 3 years on a cartoon, get 3 full seasons, not the abbreviated ones that they called season 2 and 3. Usually we get a decent run out of these things. However, considering that show got canceled, it has made me very curious as to what exactly would replace it so quickly. My worry was that it would suffer from the fact that it had to very quickly fill in a gap in what Hasbro's strategy was. We'll get there in a minute. First off, let's just kind of go over the whole description of this, because now we finally got concrete info. So, it's a new kids line, fun gimmicks, and interesting mix of classic characters with new colorful designs. Okay, so for scaling, everything seems to be in scale according to them. If it's that, if it's that size in the show, it's that size on the toy, etc. Which, that's the whole thing. It's like everything scales together. So we've got Scorponok's playset, which is Battle Station, Chess Cockpit, Cyberbike, $59.99. So there's your big ticket item. Grimlock Chomp and Battle, a 9-inch Grimlock figure, which $29.99. See, we have Ultimate Cyber Changers Megatron, a 7-inch Megatron, with a full rideable tank mode for $24.99. You know how most Transformers that are $24.99 are like 5 inches? That's 7-inch. That should start to tell you things. Armored Bumblebee and Galvatron. Megatron and Galvatron coexist in this fiction. That's different. This is the armored stuff that we got word of a bit ago. $14.99 for them. And then Cyber Changers, your basic stuff, $9.99. That is also a little concerning, as $9.99 is not the price we expect for, like, Warrior class toys, which is kind of what I was expecting. Like, I was kind of expecting just, like, the armor figures just sounded like Warrior class toys with, like, an armor gimmick for accessories. That doesn't seem to be the case anymore. This toy line will also have a new YouTube animated series of 36 episodes that are 5 minutes long. So we're getting a micro episode series. That's a little disappointing. Yeah. So, quick math in my head. Okay, so that's like a grand total of 9 episodes worth of content for a typical Transformer show. I don't know how that's going to go. I'm also concerned with the fact that we have not heard who is animating it, nor have we heard who is working on it, which would indicate to me that this might have been produced very cheap and very quickly. It's great that it's on YouTube, because that's far more accessible than Paramount Plus. I am not confident in it just yet. Okay, let's see the official description here. Welcome to Cyberworld, a brand new segment in the Transformers universe. In Cyberworld, there are no limits on the stories kids can tell. They can choose to the team-ups, the battles, and the Transformer stories they want to create as they play. It's basically like, here, you have an imagination, you figure it out. That theme powers the Cyberworld Kids toy line, created for cross-compatibility, fast action, and easy conversion at every scale. Cyberworld will also boast some deeper storytelling, with an original YouTube series featuring 36 short-form CG animated episodes launching later this year. Deep storytelling? is very difficult in 5-minute episodes. I would say fairly close to impossible, actually. So we will have to see. Again, this does not bode confidence. Cyberworld is an exciting new digital series featuring Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, Megatron, Elita 1, and other fan favorite bots as they dive into a never-before-seen world of danger and intrigue. On Cyberworld, nothing is certain as they face off with friend and foe alike in a slew of video game-inspired challenges that push them into unexpected team-ups in order to survive. So I'm gonna... Okay, so what, Transformers Fall Guys? Like, okay, so Cyberworld sounds like it is based in like a digital world, like, you know, like a cyberspace kind of adventure. So that's how you get like all these different characters with weird changes to their appearances, how you could have, you know, good guys and bad guys teaming up based on the scenario, etc., etc. I mean, different idea for Transformers. Doesn't feel like a Transformer concept, though. That is concerning. I have a lot of concerns now. I have a lot of concerns. Through these intense and comedic adventures, we will get to see fresh yet familiar versions of our iconic and beloved characters. So... 5-minute episodes and video game inspired adventures does not sound very Transformer centric, but we'll see how it goes. Like, I'm always willing to give it a chance. That's the thing. I'm not going to like completely trash on it just because on the surface it doesn't sound that great. But I will at least give it a chance to do what it's supposed to do. And I will keep in mind this is a series aimed at younger kids. So I'm not going to expect like Transformers Prime level storytelling or anything, right? So let's see what we actually have toy-wise. And we're going to start at those small figures, the Cyber Changers. Starting with Optimus Prime. Prime's a little rough here. Prime is a little rough here. So, yes. It is a kid's toy line. So you remember how they just announced their new strategy and that they were going to be aging up their toy lines? You know, I kind of talked about how that was going to be a really good direction for them to go. And now we have this. Yeah, these are, if anything, a downgrade from what we were getting in Earthspark. You know, the transformations are extraordinarily simple to the point of being just... I would think, as a kid, I would call these boring. Like, that's the thing. Like, we had these as kids. Most people watching these had fully formed, fairly complex Transformers as kids, and that was what was cool. You know, they felt like toys for bigger kids. You know, if I had these, I probably really wouldn't be interested in Transformers, honestly, because they just don't look cool. You know, they look cheap. They look simple. They look boring, you know, and it looks like something that would wear out its welcome in a kid's play bin, you know, relatively quickly. I mean, it looks like Optimus Prime. There's a little bit of variance to his design. You know, like his windshield is one piece now instead of being divided. That vehicle mode's looking really rough with no side paneling whatsoever. Yeah, articulation on all these is going to be bare bones, by the way. I'm seeing like a grand total of like maybe 6 points of articulation in these toys. Yeah, I wanted high articulation as a kid too. That's not just an adult collector thing. Taking a look at Megatron, we know he was going to be the Bull. We've seen the prototype, so this one is not a surprise. There's no arm cannon on this Megatron, so it's already weird. It's already a very weird silhouette with the horns sticking out everywhere. I mean, look-wise, I actually don't mind it too much. Like, he kind of looks menacing. The gold gives him a little bit of regalness that actually leads, you know, like, kind of lends to him a little bit. That beast mode. He's flipped a beast mode over his head. He's gotten down on his fists. And he's, like, on his knees. That's the extent of his transformation. It's not pretty. It's not really, really good. This is going to be a continuing trend. Here's one that didn't get a name in anything. Now, on the surface, it's a Stegosaurus, so you would immediately think Snarl, and his name might be Snarl. But I'm going to spoil this. There is a Grimlock in this line who is the traditional gold and silver of a Dinobot. So what is this guy? Because robot mode, between the color scheme and the asymmetry, looks like a Junkion. Like, if you told me that this was like Junk Heap or something in some new beast mode body, because obviously Megatron's got a beast mode, you know, like, why not Wreck-Gar? Why not Scrap Heap? You know, like, we don't know. I couldn't find a name on anything. I couldn't find a name on this character anywhere. So it's just a guy who is there. It looks okay, but again, exact same beast transformation as Megatron. Like, that's gonna get boring. Like, I don't care what you do gimmick-wise, the interchangeability or anything like that. That's gonna get real dull if every toy works the same. Like, I don't see kids being interested in that for very long. You know, they need something more dynamic. You know, they need something that challenges them a little bit more than this. I think Hasbro's completely missing the point on that. Look at this guy. This is, again, has no name attached, but color scheme, color layout, and head sculpt would tell you this is Mirage. But it's a jet, and a very obvious Starscream pre-tool. Because I'll tell you this, the promo image at the front showed a Starscream who had a very similar jet mode. Yeah, so I feel like it's just a very weird take on Mirage. Now, granted, he's an F1 car, which already kind of looks like a jet on the ground. So I can actually get behind that a little bit. It's weird, though. It's really weird to see Mirage as a jet, presuming that is who this is and not just like an original character who just happens to look like Mirage in the head and colors. You want someone who looks really weird? Skybite's in this series. And he's a car. He's a shark-shaped car. How do you call a character Skybite when they're on wheels? I think someone missed the point. Oh my god. I don't know if this is the dumbest thing or the best thing. I know it's a thing I will buy. I know if I buy even only one thing from this toy line, I'm going to buy that. Okay, so that's basically your cyber changers, you know, and you see, like, they're essentially just like the most bare bones you can get to make a Transformer toy, which is unfortunate. Yeah, like, when they said they were going to Stranger's Strategy and grow up their toy lines, I was hoping for added complexity to the kids' lines, not, like, a step backward. At least they're only $10, right? Let's see. Let's move on. So these are the armor figures, starting off with Bumblebee. Bumblebee is looking a little bit heavier in the vehicle mode, so I'm going to give him that as far as, like, armored, as far as that goes. But the toy itself is, again, it just kind of looks like a Cyber Changer, except for an extra $5, it has a large weapon accessory that changes modes. I'm not sure if it's a good mode change, because it looks like all it does is just open up. You know, it's just a bunch of blades in vehicle mode, and then you get it into robot mode, and you just open it up into a bunch of blades. I'm not sure what they're going for on this one. Point being, though, it's whatever. It's whatever. It looks okay. I mean, seeing Bumblebee with the hood forward chest, that's odd. Like, seeing Bumblebee with, like, more, like, something I would associate with Jazz or Prowl, that's odd. The other armored one was Galvatron, and yes, this is Galvatron. I know it's a little small on your screen right now, especially if you're watching on a phone. So, yeah, the colors are Galvatron. The effect parts here, the dragon-shaped effect parts, are kind of mimicking his canon color. He has the same on his knees transformation as all the other beasts. Gonna get boring, Hasbro, I'm telling you right now. The weird thing to him, aside from the fact it's Galvatron coexisting with Megatron, and he's a dragon, the head is completely changed. The head sculpt, if you can't tell, and I should have had a zoom-in picture, I apologize. Go to TFW 2005 where all these pictures are hosted. You can see it all there. The head has no real resemblance to the original Galvatron outside of the fact that it is purple. He has a red visor. He has what appears to be a goatee sculpted on. It's not your traditional Galvatron. It doesn't even look like someone who turned from Megatron. It's an odd one. It's a super odd one. Now, I've wanted a line for years where Megatron, Galvatron, Optimus Prime, and Rodimus Prime could all coexist, so we could tell some stories with those characters we've never been able to tell before. But this doesn't feel like it. This feels like they're throwing Galvatron in there just for the sake of it, and it doesn't feel like it has any real bearing, right? It doesn't feel like it's like another leader or like the replacement for Megatron. He just feels like a random goon. Like, that's the way he's designed, at least. I don't know. When I show you the next slide, you're going to see why this might not be an issue. So we are going to step up now, and we're going to take a look at the Ultimate Cyber Changers Megatron, the 7-inch figure for $24.99. It's a fat Megatron. I don't mean to body shame, because I obviously need to lose weight myself. Lunch was a turkey sandwich. I'm trying. But this is what you get for, like, your ultimate cyber changer. He has elbows. That's about it. He's bigger. We'll give him that. He's in the G2 color scheme, weirdly enough. So we have two different takes on Megatron here. Neither one is a tank. Neither one is a gun. We have a big missile truck, and we have a bull. Those are our two Megatron toys so far. And then there's a Galvatron thrown in. So, yeah, I feel like Cyberworld is going to be this storyline where basically, like, the way Fortnite works, where, like, I can have Superman and Joker, or Batman and Joker, I think are the better equivalent here, on the same team. They're completely getting along because they are video game characters. They are not the real thing. I'm kind of getting the same vibe from this so far, where a lot of iterations of the same character can exist because none of them are actually real. This is just all digital. And it might be, it seems like it's only like Decepticons that are doubled up so far. So it might even be a case of, like, the Autobots might be stuck in Cyberworld and Decepticons might just be digital creations. I don't know. I'm curious, though. But yeah, this one is apparently large enough for these smaller cyber changers to ride in the back. You can see the gun in between. Seems like that's where they get mounted. It's not the most impressive for 25 bucks, is it? But then, I guess it's big. I guess that's the idea. Now we need to move up. This is where things get serious. The Chomp and Battle Grimlock. What did they do? What did they do to my boy? Why is he using the Rescue Bot's Optimus Prime transformation? Oh my god. Simon Furman is uncomfortable right now, and he doesn't know why. This is an ugly Grimlock. This is a very ugly Grimlock. Now, remember, these are all designed to be in scale with each other. These are all designed to play together. So you notice on the back of them, there's a thinner area. That's actually a saddle. So you can actually have Cyber Changers ride on top of Grimlock. So apparently in this cartoon, Grimlock is gigantic, which is at least a different direction on him. But yeah, the first stock photo does not do justice, really, because he's standing straight-legged, where, like, here, you can at least bend the legs down farther. Would have been nice if the first stock photo showed that. And then when we get him into robot mode... Jeez. I've said it before, and I'll say it again, and I will continue to make this point until someone actually hears me. It is a really bad thing for a toy line on the shelves to just look cheap and dull. Like, it just, like, this Grimlock just looks cheap. It just looks cheap. Like, and that's not even getting into the part where, like, obviously there's hollowed out pieces on him, because he is a modern kids line transformer. A lot of these toys that we've seen have definitely hollowed out parts all over the place. But it just looks cheap. It looks cheap. It looks knockoff. It looks like something that, like, would come off of Temu. Or like your wish.com Grimlock. It's ugly. It's ugly. It's dull. It's not I don't know, it's not Grimlock. Like, this is like where I put my foot down on, like, this just does not feel like this just doesn't feel like a solid toy. It just doesn't. They work in other weird gimmicks too, like apparently like the chest opens up and the T-Rex head mounts as a canopy, so you can have just like him, like Grimlock can also be a mech suit. Why would Grimlock ever be a mech suit for somebody else? This is like the antithesis of Grimlock. I mean, a little bit more play value, I guess. Okay, so should we see the finale? So should we see the large toy, the $60 Scorponok? Because here's his beast mode. We're already off to a rough start. So the color scheme already is, it's safety Nerf colors. It's the colors of a Nerf toy or a cheap dart gun at Walmart that is just trying not to get caught for being realistic looking. The blue, the safety orange, the neon green, these are the colors I associate with, I don't want these toy guns taken off the shelves. So I'm not really thrilled with it so far. There is a video that accompanies these to show that literally his transformation is raise arms up, put on face, fold treads down. That's the entirety of this Scorponok's transformation. Three steps. That's it. That's it. I know Scorponok's not the most complex boy, but you can try something a little bit better than that. Here's the stock photo in the robot mode, and okay. Physically, he looks the part. Physically, he's obviously based on G1 Scorponok. Color scheme is another thing. Where did they get this from? So let's show the close-up here. For Cyberworld, okay, you can do whatever. It's a new series. The color scheme feels like it's borrowing, like the orange comes from the Energon, Scorponok, and even some of the physical aspects of this one too. Like the wider guns give me like the impression of like Energon Scorponok's shoulders. I get that in the head sculpt design as well. The color scheme reminds me of the prototype colors. Like the blue and orange. Like there was a blue and orange Scorponok in G1. That was done up like very prototypey. I can't remember offhand if it appeared in a magazine or a commercial, but like I know that exists. It'd be a deep cut if that's intentional, but I really feel like they were just trying to make this toy as bright as possible so kids notice it from a mile away. Best guess there. I think any homage is strictly an accident. There is a lot more functionality to it. As you can see, the chest opens up for another cockpit kind of mode. The guns can come off and be turrets for smaller Cyber Changer figures, either in Scorpion mode or on the legs in robot mode. The legs are non-articulated, big block thing. So if there's electronics in this toy, they would be stuffed into there. I don't know if it has a rolling feature. It's a toy that feels like it should have a rolling feature, like a rolling motor, but I don't have indication of that. Let me look real quick. Large scale toy doubles as a playset with battle station, a chest cockpit, and a cyber bike. I haven't seen a cyber bike in any of these photos. I gotta tell you, this is the last official photo. They didn't show a cyber bike, so if there's another part to this toy completely, they did a terrible job demonstrating it because it ain't there. Love when they do that. So to wrap it up, we do have one screenshot from the official video, which is take a look at the packaging. Packaging is boring. It's open window, just like all the Earthspark stuff. In the Earthrise, I mean. So prepare for vandalism, prepared for heads to be pulled off if they're ball jointed. Who am I kidding? They're not using ball joints. There's no neck articulation on these, most likely. There might be. I don't know. I haven't seen it. Point being, like, again, it's not presenting well. It's presenting very dollar store. I'm not a fan of the overall look of this. It's, again, kind of boring, kind of cheap looking, which is not what we need in the brand right now. We need the brand to look high quality. You know, I started getting on this tangent before. I will go back to this tangent. Welcome back. Hi. if the toy line looks cheap in the aisle, kids are going to think it's a bad toy line, and kids are going to think it's a bad show. You're going to make the overall franchise look bad if the toys you're producing and have at the toy store look bad. I mean, some kids are going to be into this, but really, like, it's going to be those little kids buying one or two things, getting bored with those cyber changers that all transform the same way, and then parents not wanting to go through it again because, hey, you played with it for like, a few days and then you haven't touched it. I'm not buying you another one. I don't know. We needed something different. We needed something unique. I don't think this is it. I think overall, like, I think we're losing something very cool and special for the sake of something that is very cheap and easy. Cyberworld feels like a toy line that is like a last minute throw together thing, just to fill a gap for a canceled series. I don't know, like, some of the stuff might be salvageable. They're like, okay, I'm going to get the Skybite because the Skybite's funny, but I don't think this is the direction the franchise needed. I think it needed to be, I think it needed to glow up. I think it needed to look better. This is so far into the safe realm that I was concerned that the series would go into after Earthspark, that it really does, it's hitting all these notes that I was scared of it hitting. I did not want to hear this song, but here it's playing every day on the radio. So that's going to be it. That's my thoughts. I'm not impressed. This just feels like a downgrade. This kind of feels like we've retracted what the franchise needs to get back to. Hasbro really needs to be able to take kids seriously. Like, you're going to court like a 4 and 5-year-old market with these, but that's about it. The toys, the series, everything. The franchise just isn't cool right now, and this is not going to help. So that's it. That's the opinion for me. Let me know in the comments below what you think. Are you looking forward to it? I know there's some people are going to look at the play value between toys and go, okay, that looks goofy and fun. I'm going to wait for these to hit Ross, and then I might pick up a few curiosities. But that's going to be it. So thank you everyone for watching. I will see you next time.